Hey up everyone, welcome to the video. Today I'll be reviewing the game that finished between England and Scotland about a couple of minutes ago. The match finished 0-0. I'll be giving me player ratings for the England players in this game. So as I said, it finished 0-0. Scotland get their first point of the group. England move on to 4 points after beating Croatia in the first game, drawing this match. I think Gary Neville summed it up perfectly when he said England's performance was lethargic, and I have to agree with that. It was a really laboured performance by England, not what I was expecting, but I'll give you the player ratings now. So in goal we had Jordan Pickford. I'll give Jordan Pickford an 8 out of 10. I thought Jordan Pickford was probably one of our best players tonight. He made a very good save in the first half, and I thought his presence at the back there was good communication, made some good punches from some of the Scotland corners, so I give Jordan Pickford an 8 out of 10. Luke Shaw, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. First half, he made some good runs, made some a couple of good balls in behind the defence, one or two good crosses. Second half, he was a bit quieter. He had that half chance where he had a shot at goal, but it ended up hitting the corner flag. So I'll give Luke Shaw a 6 out of 10. Declan Rice, 3 out of 10. I didn't even know he was on the pitch for most of the game, and I didn't even really see him out there. He didn't really do too much, so I give Declan Rice a 3 out of 10. John Stones, a 6 out of 10. He was alright at the back. He did fall asleep once or twice, but he had probably the best chance of the game for England in the first half, where the corner was whipped in, and he got himself in a bit of an awkward position, managed to get his head to the ball. It was a free header and it crashed against the post, and that's as close as we got to scoring a goal tonight. So I give John Stones a 6 out of 10. Harry Kane, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Harry Kane tonight was like he was against Croatia, didn't do too much. He had one or two half chances. There was one in the first half where the ball was whipped in by, I think, James on the right there, and he went to head it and he missed it, but he was offside anyway. Second half, he had that sort of half chance where he was back on his left foot, but the ball was blocked. So another sort of very strange performance by Harry Kane. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Raheem Sterling, I'll give him the 5 out of 10 as well. I thought that he did a couple of good things in the first half. He did thread a couple of balls through that nearly led to a goal, like the one against, I think it was one of the Scottish defenders. He managed to nutmeg the Scottish defender, and Mason Mount just put it beside the post. In the second half, he had a couple of brief sort of flashes, but overall I think Scotland contained him quite well, so I'll give Raheem Sterling 5 out of 10. Calvin Phillips, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. He didn't have a game like he did against Croatia, obviously, but I thought he was quite good out there in patches. He made some good reads. He was tracking back well. He did some good passing, but I think he didn't really have much of an opportunity against Scotland like he did against Croatia. It was a bit cringeworthy before the match, seeing all these banners saying the Yorkshire Pirlo and that. Please don't compare Calvin Phillips to Andrea Pirlo, please. The next player, Tyrone Mings, I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10. I thought he was good in defence. He towered above the Scottish players up front, did some good headers away from our goal. He did some other smart reads in defence, but he didn't really have to do, I think, too much tonight. I think Scotland did have more of the chances over us, but I think Tyrone Mings handled it quite well. Mason Mount, 6.5 out of 10. I think first half he did have that chance to give us a lead, but he put the ball beside the post. He made some good runs. He did some good passes. He had a shot in the second half which stung the gloves of Marshall in the Scottish goal, but overall I think Mason Mount, like a lot of the England players tonight, was contained. Phil Foden, 6 out of 10. He did do some good touches. He did bring the ball forward a couple of times and got around a couple of Scottish players, but he didn't really do too much, I think, Phil Foden, so I'll give him a 6 out of 10. And Reece James on the right there, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. He did some good runs down the right hand side of the field. He did put in a couple of good crosses. He did have a chance to give us the lead in the second half. Just outside the 18-yard box, he had a shot, but he put that over the bar. But I'd see overall, I think he had an alright game, but like all the other England players, nobody really stood out, I think. And then we go on to the players that were substituted. Marcus Rashford, I give him a 3 out of 10. He didn't really do too much when he come on the field. And Jack Grealish, the player that everyone wanted to see, I don't think that he disappointed people too much, because one of his first actions when he come on the field was he actually he run the ball at the Scottish defence, and he did get around his man in, I think, the first touch or second touch he had. He drew in a couple of fouls for us. He had a couple of moments where he was sort of dancing around the Scottish players, and the Scottish players were having a bit of a hard time trying to get the ball off him. But I really think Jack Grealish should have started today. He didn't. A bit of a strange decision by Gareth Southgate, but I suppose we're used to those as England supporters. And I'll also give a rating for the commentary. I'll give the commentary a 5 out of 10. Sam Matterface, Lee Dixon and Ali McCoy, the constant bickering between England and Scotland, it was a bit cringeworthy at times. Just call the game as you see it. And the league commentator, I think his name's Sam Matterface, 3 or 4 times he said, "Oh, look at this player, he had this colour there the other day and now he's got something else," or "This player used to have long hair and now he doesn't." Who gives a fuck? Just call the fucking game. Like, there's a game between England and Scotland, massive game, and you're caring more about who's got what colour hair. Who gives a fuck what player has what haircut? We're trying to watch England against Scotland, so please call the game instead of focusing on hairdos, alright? So anyway, that's me England player ratings for the match against Scotland. It finished 0-0. We move on to our final group game against the Czech Republic, and Scotland play against Croatia, and that's at Hampden Park, and you'd have to imagine that Scotland would have to win that match to even possibly qualify for the next round. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Anyways, I'm getting out of here, and I'll catch us all here in the next Football League video. Alright, see you later. Bye bye.